Good afternoon, everybody. It's your friend Sheep Ludes. I know I've been like an absent parent the past few days. I'm working on me. I'm actually just waiting for a new cord for my monitor so I can actually come back to streaming, but it's fine. You know, we got some new pack teases. We got our first look at what the Tuesday packs have to offer besides horrendous odds and costing too much. Hooray, we got heroic. Cool. Alright, so I'm not gonna lie, I'm a big Tuesday pack guy because typically with Tuesday packs they kind of put the cards that wouldn't be deemed worthy of a Friday drop. So looks like we're gonna be seeing at least 2 hero cards, probably I would guess Dark Matter and Opal from this point forward every single Tuesday. So we got kind of an idea. So we're starting to see like what the content layout is gonna be. So let's go through it. We got 2 pink diamonds. We got Coby White. Coby White in the heroic set. 2K. Come on, man. Why must you do this to me? There is nothing heroic about Coby White coming from a Bulls fan. Anyways, we got Reggie Lewis. Reggie Lewis is usually pretty tight, so I'm kind of stoked about that personally. I think that's fun. We got 2 versions of DeMarcus Cousins, and he's a Pelicans DeMarcus Cousins. So I'm going to go ahead and need that for the All Pelicans team because the big men department not looking great. So I have kind of an interesting theory. I have a theory that we are going to, I don't think it's like a spotlight sim, but something that's going to be based around teams. The reason I say this is we've been getting a lot of Pelicans recently, and usually when 2K starts dropping a bunch of cards for like quote unquote, I don't want to say obscure teams, but like hard to fill out rosters, typically that means that we have some sort of challenge incoming in the near future. It's going to require players. So if we start to see Mavericks too, oh yeah, you can bet. Then we got Paul George. I mean, for some reason, neither of these are Pacers Paul George, which if I had to guess, when he was at his most heroic, I would probably have said the Pacers, but you know, it's fine. So let's review the cards. Are any of these guys really going to be worth it? I mean, Paul George is going to be good, but you know. Coby White. He's got his own jump shot on quick already, so I can already imagine that he's not going to be great. I'm assuming he plays point guard, right? Yeah, shooting guard, point guard, shooting guard, whatever. He'll be okay. Like, he'll probably have, like, Limitless, Agent 3, catch and shoot. He's going to be like a shoot first point guard. That being said, is he going to be the greatest card in the world? No. I'm assuming they change it over to Michael Jordan dribble style, which, you know, I'd wish they'd come out with cards with more dribble styles at this point. I mean, MJ dribble style is the best, yes, but at the same time, it'd be nice to see more Ja Morant's, more Chris Paul's, more Trae Young's in the mix. I know most people who are like meta dependent or dribble gods probably don't want to hear that, but at the same time, it'd be cool to kind of see those. Just because Michael Jordan dribble style is the best, yes, but it'd be nice to have some sort of variety. I know there's more variety in like old cards, but I swear when it comes to Chris Paul dribble style, like we barely had any Chris Paul dribble style cards. I really don't think we had that many at all. Yeah, I mean a total of 7. Cassie, Dissinger, Chris Paul like 4 times, and then Cincinnati's Powell. I actually kind of liked it, but anyways, off track. Coby White should be aggressively mid. I mean, if you want Coby White, cool. I don't really know what else to say there. Then we got Reggie Lewis, 6'7", 6'8", wingspan, 2 guard. He's got the Lonnie Walker release. I would assume they change it. But then again, it's not the worst release in the world. It's actually okay. It's like aggressively okay. I don't think it's bad by any means. And we can expect Reggie Lewis to probably be one of the premier budget shooting guards. I would put him in the same league as like a Cam Reddish and other kind of budget-friendly shooting guards that we've seen. He should be good, but he's going to have some sort of limitation. I don't know what they're going to do with him. I mean, right off the bat, his tendencies are going to be bad because they're probably not going to change them at all, which is trash, but, you know, whatever. He's going to be able to move. He's going to be able to play at least partially competent defense. He's going to be able to shoot. You know, he'll be fine, I think. He'll have MJ dribble style. I don't know what they're going to do with the rest of his SIGs, but I guess we'll see. It's fine. I like Reggie Lewis a lot. So what did they do with Reggie Lewis last year? What was Reggie's whole dealio last year? Let's check the Season 8 final one. They made him a Kemba clone last year. So, I mean, yeah, he had like Curry escape. John Wall's crossover. I mean, realistically, I think it's probably pretty accurate right here. Like, this is probably what we're going to see. And honestly, that's cool. I'm cool with that. What is Season 8, dude? Oh, yeah, I remember these packs last year, because that's where the homie Tyler Hero came from. Yes, and Wiseman, and Odom, and Danny Manning. This set was cool. And Ralph Sampson, oh. Alright, back to it. We got DeMarcus Cousins, 6'10", 7'5", wingspan. He is going to be an Opal. This card was already really good. So basically all they're going to do with this card is kind of buff up his defense a little bit. His jump shot, not great, but doable. Got a 99 take charge tendency. Nice. You like to see it. I mean, he'll be good. I don't think he's going to be anything spectacular or special for the most part, but I think he'll be like a pretty okay stretch big. We'll see what they do with him. I mean, he already had MJ dribble style, so I assume they're going to like juice him out a little bit. They could leave his dribble sticks exactly the same, though. I wouldn't really be shocked. But if he can move as well as DeMarcus Cousins cards should be moving at this stage with the current meta, he might sneakily be good. It's just, it's hard to get excited about any big man because you know that no matter what, they're going to be inferior to literal Taco Fall that we have at power forward. So it's just like, man, I don't know. I'm excited for DeMarcus Cousins. Is usually a dude that I like running. So, I mean, I have no issue. I'll probably run him just for fun. I run Dino anyway. Dino's a little bit better, but, you know, it's fine. And then we got the final, Paul George. 6'9", 6'11", wingspan at the 2 guard. He will be, I don't think he's going to be a premier 2 guard. The reason I say that is I think Dissinger and T-Mac are still going to be better than him. But you might find a lot of value in Paul George. The odds are so bad on Tuesday packs that I just don't think it really matters. Like, a Dark Matter Paul George, in theory, is an interesting card to put out because he will be a lot cheaper than the quote-unquote more meta shooting guards. Like, this is in theory, by the way, not in practice this year in 2K. So he would be a lot more affordable, and he'd be more of like a 3-and-D cone. So I think it may benefit people to kind of give a swing and try out Paul George. But at this stage, I mean, he's going to be 400K at bare minimum. I'm assuming they change a bunch of his dribble sigs, by the way. Like, I don't think he has, like, Paul George escape. I don't know, though, because they did give it to Franz Wagner. I guess. Cool. So maybe they keep it. I don't know. I would assume they do Paul George on very quick, or they'll give him, like, the Dissinger T-Mac treatment. But I think they're probably just going to keep him as, like, normal Paul George stuff. So he's just going to be an improved version of this one. So we'll have 15 additional Hoff badges. If I had to guess what those are, I would say Blinders, Corner Specialist for sure. Probably Slithery, so that's 3. Probably some of these, like Hyperdrive or Handles for Days. Needle Threader, Unpluckable, so that's like 7. And then all the defensive badges. So we'll have like Interceptor, Menace, Ankle Braces, Chase Down Artist, Pick Dodger. They'll probably give him at least like Gold Brick Wall and stuff. And then we got the Hero version. By the way, the Hero version of DeMarcus Cousins is essentially going to be like a regular Dark Matter. Like, what was Jordan Poole? Like, we'll take a look here. Because Hero Jordan Poole ended up having 25 Hoffs as opposed to, what does the other Jordan Poole have? 17. So, yeah, I mean, Hero Jordan Poole had an additional 8 Hoff badges. So, we're going to see the same thing with DeMarcus Cousins. So, he's going to look like this, 25. So, it's going to be very similar to, like, a standard Dark Matter. When it comes to Paul George, the Hero version is going to have, 40, I think, Hoff badges, which is going to be crazy. I mean, he's going to have majority of the badges Hoff. Now, here's the interesting thing. I wonder if they start to do with the Hero concept or whatever they do in the future. Like, I wonder if they start to do SIG changes. Like, the Hero one has, like, Kevin Porter Jr. release, whereas the regular one has Paul George release. I hope they don't do that, but it's very possible that they do. Shout out to my cats, by the way. I brought my cat out on my balcony for a little outside time so they could, I don't know, feel the sun, maybe like scream at a bird or something. And then they got super scared because of a loud car and scratched the absolute out of me, dude. Shout out to Catalina for that. Also, check out my Rugrats watch. I found it at a thrift store, dude. It's Reptar. You know what I'm saying? They came in Burger King Happy Meals back in the day. Wait, what was... They weren't called Happy Meals at Burger King. I think it was just a BK Kids meal, dude. It had all those like wild characters on them with like a magic remote and stuff. I don't know. The BK Kids Club. That's right. Shout out to the BK Kids Club. I feel like at least 2 of the kids from the BK Kids Club are, if not in active recovery for heroin addiction, are probably in active addiction. So anyways, let's go take a look at the market and just see, are these cards going to really affect anybody's price? Now, I'll be honest, I really don't think these cards have any notable effect on the market. Like, Hero Paul George is going to be like Kevin Durant's price because he's a 40 Hoff badge Paul George. Also, people are obviously going to keep going for the heroes because there's some crazy lock in there. I don't know. So they're not going to do a regular Tuesday lock-in like we saw this season. They could potentially, because they had like the Tuesday lock-ins and bracket busters, but I don't think they're going to do a lock-in. I could be wrong about that. I just know they are definitely doing the hero lock-in here, which it's kind of trash because typically they have like a grinding lock-in and then a purchasing lock-in. Obviously the grinding lock-in is usually worse, but like still there's something, and they don't even have that this year. It's just like notable step downs in pretty much every regard, which is pretty embarrassing. But Paul George is going to be probably like a mill. Like, everyone knows that this card is going to be ridiculous. I'm going to say, and go out on a limb here and say it's probably going to be the first Invincible. I think I said that with New Edition too, which I wasn't correct about that, but Terry Dissinger is basically an Invincible card. He's an endgame card at this point, you know what I mean? So, but do they actually affect anyone's price? Like, Paul George probably affects the price of maybe some, maybe some small forwards, like maybe. Like, I don't think he affects the price of like a Jonathan Bender. I feel like most sweat lords are probably still using J Bend, but which is a nickname I gave him, so he has to pay me at least 62 cents if he ever uses that. So that's what's up. Copyright, baby, you know how it is. I don't know if he really affects the price of anyone like specifically, you know? Like, maybe Bill Russell, like maybe, because Paul George may be like a better version of like what Bill Russell is. Bill Russell's going to be bigger, but I think Paul George will be altogether better. Now, that all depends if he's T-Mac'd. If they T-Mac him, I could actually see him affecting the price of T-Mac directly, because if they do decide to give him like KPJ and give him the dribble sigs that he could have, like he could be fire. But I think that's more of like a Tuesday pack guy personally. DeMarcus Cousins really isn't affecting anyone. Like maybe like a Dino, potentially, but being 6'10", he's going to mostly play the power forward. So if he was to affect anyone, it would be guys like Anthony Davis, but there's literally 5 Anthony Davises up right now. There has to be even less Kobe's. There's slightly more Kobe's, but there's 5 ADs up. I just feel like this year, man, like this happens so much more than it has in the past, where like, you know, a couple weeks after a pack comes out, all the cards are just non-existent on the marketplace. Like I feel like that happens pretty consistently. I'm not really sure what the reason for that is. Honestly, I wish I had a better reason for you guys, but I just don't. Like Shaq's probably gonna drop in price because of I don't know, I get maybe like maybe I guess. Looking to more budget options. I mean, that's kind of where we're gonna see like Decuz's price affect people. I mean, I just don't know. I just don't think they really affect anyone. Coby White's not affecting anyone's price, I can tell you that. For sure, unless somebody's like really stoked on Dion Waiters, like then maybe they'll run Coby White instead of Dion Waiters. That's about it. Reggie Lewis is going to be the interesting one, right? Because if he's really good, I could see him affecting the price of someone like Ricky Davis. Like if he's really good, I mean, we'll see. Other budget-centric shooting guards, he could affect the price of, I don't know, maybe like Al Horford, but I doubt it. They're kind of very different players, you know. So, Scotty Barnes maybe? I mean, people do run Scotty Barnes at shooting guard, so. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of shooting guards, but there's really none that are really budget-friendly. Like, Cam Reddish is still good for sure, but. What's up, kitty? My cat's over here yelling at me. Yeah, you coming to apologize for scratching me up? Okay, my cat said, are you apologizing for bringing me out on the balcony when motorcycles were driving? No, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. It's all going to be very dependent on what the cards look like from a SIG's perspective. If they're kind of more like their past versions that we've received this year, then I really don't think any of these guys affect the market. Part of the reason the market is so weird this year and how cards coming out don't necessarily impact cards that have already come out this year is because there is like an upper echelon of cards this year that is so much more powerful than everything else, right? Like, unless that card that's coming out tomorrow is going to be at the same level or better than like a T-Mac or a Dissinger, or if you look at like point guards, Jimmy Butler, or if you look at small forward, I think is the only one that's like maybe, where new small forwards coming out will probably have some effect on cards that we already have, but like nothing except another Yao or another Taco is going to hurt the price of Yao or Taco. Like, they're still super expensive. Yao came out in season 4 and he's still almost a million MT, right? Nobody's affecting the price of Taco unless we get like another Taco or like switch, like a center Taco and then like a Yao Ming power forward. Like, realistically, that's the only thing that's actually going to affect the prices of those guys. I mean, Taco's still got to be, yeah, about 300k for sure. Small forward is the only one, so that's why I have some type of thought that maybe like Paul George will affect that, because he's 6'9", he can play the small forward for sure. But I don't know. Let me know what you think of the drop down below. I mean, I don't get excited for 2K drops anymore because they're 2K drops and I won't pull anything, so it doesn't really matter. We're gonna see sub 2% odds for Dark Matters, which at this stage last year we had significantly better. I think at this stage last year we had the Tuesday packs that were quote-unquote equal chance packs, which I think they actually kind of were. There was obviously a slight skew, but it's still significantly better than getting sub 2% packs like we're probably going to get tomorrow. So have a good night, you guys. Peace.